And when you look at a comet fragmentation event, you could be looking at the individual pieces have very different compositions. And what we were talking about earlier, the Taurid meteor stream, I'm not convinced at this point that it was necessarily just a single impact event. It may have been a bombardment episode that may have lasted even several decades. It may have then ceased for a while. And we were talking about this last night over dinner, that there seems to be a second spasm at 11,600 years ago that's also associated with a massive rise in sea level. They call, there's two meltwater spikes, meltwater spike 1A and meltwater spike 1B. I'm quite convinced that these meltwater spikes that have been documented by marine geologists and oceanographers are correlated with these melting events of the ice sheet that I've been looking at in terms of their geomorphic consequences. Because some of these events, I mean, the only way I can describe some of these meltwater events is that the only modern analog to this would be a tsunami. And we've seen some pretty devastating tsunamis within the last decade or two, both in Indonesia and in Japan. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of the videos of these tsunamis. Anybody listening, it is definitely worthwhile to go online and look at some of these videos where you can actually see the unbelievably powerful effects of a 30 or 40 or 50 foot tsunami, right? Now, some of the landscapes, and I have some images we can pull up here shortly, are places in Montana, Idaho, Washington, where you literally had a tsunami sweeping over the land that was over 1,000 feet deep.
And that tsunami came off the ice cap. That's not an oceanic tsunami. That's
right. It's a freshwater tsunami. It's meltwater coming off this catastrophic melting of the ice sheet. And I've traced the sources of some of these meltwater. I've made 2 trips now up into the plateau country of British Columbia looking for the source of this meltwater. Because in the conventional models now of this flooding, that goes back to Harlan Bretz, and basically what they've done is they said initially there could have been no flood because Harlan Bretz didn't provide a source for the water.